Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Welcome to your mystery reading. The first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out a couple cards from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot to get the context or the general energy of your reading. If you'd like to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also find me on TikTok. The link to that will be in the description. And before I get you your first couple cards, remember that this is a general reading that could be meant for more than one person. So if you're struggling to find meaning in a message, that's okay. Just let it go, because it might just be meant for someone else. And if it truly was meant for you, the universe and your spirit guides will make that obvious to you, either sometime during this reading or sometime during your journey. So there is this song that is really strongly just stuck in my head, and it's called No Debate, I think, by Unlike Pluto. Pluto could be a significant planet for somebody for some specific reason. But also the name of the song, No Debate. I feel like there's someone here that you need to stop trying to communicate with until they're actually willing to hear you out, instead of, jumping to conclusions and attacking you and just not listening. This person has trust issues, and you need to create distance between you and this person, so that way you are not misunderstood as untrustworthy. You need to be honest with yourself, so that way you can attract people that are honest with you about who you are. I also just saw 222, so you're really being called to find balance here. There's something here that you really need to release here to find balance and to make things more, harmonious and fulfilling and things like that. Nature could be significant as well. You could be being really called to connect with nature more, and or there could be significant weather events that are significant to you. So for your first card, actually this came out reversed, and I'm going to keep it that way. I guess I'm going to start doing reversals now. I've decided. This card says, too hard on yourself. Give yourself room to make mistakes. And I don't know if I told you, but it's the Empress, and it has the number 3 on it. So that's really, really interesting. I just got distracted because this card was between his eyes, but okay. The number 333 feels like it's very, very significant for someone. You really, really need to express yourself. I just saw the Page of Swords. I feel like maybe as a child, the world, or like the people you grew up around, were more harsh on you than you deserved, and that made you be more harsh on yourself than you deserve. And you need to give yourself a fair chance to be kinder to yourself, to change the narrative even, and make sure that you're not identifying with trauma. You are not your trauma. You're not somebody who is meant, or maybe even wants, to keep things bottled up inside. The Empress here is a very oppressive, smothering kind of energy. There could be a parent or a guardian in your life that was like this, too protective. There could be someone in your life that's like that as well. I am feeling a message here about like the trauma that you experienced. Like you don't attract healthy relationships because I don't think you really understand them. And the best way to understand them is to understand how to have a healthy relationship with yourself. There's definitely something here about mirroring here and manifestation. You need to recognize that you have more power than you think you do. This Empress is a very powerful energy because it's a major arcana. So it feels like in general you're just very hard on yourself, and you really need to address that negative self-talk so that way you can really just change your life for the better. You have a lot of potential and you are dimming your own light, and you need to stop doing that. You're really being called here to express yourself in some way. I keep coughing, so that really makes me think that your throat chakra is significant. Maybe you need to focus on that throat chakra, or that chakra, I mean. Maybe there's a specific throat chakra you need to focus on. Probably your own. You know, learning how to communicate yourself and set boundaries instead of trying to be so focused on teaching others about that. I'm not gonna lie, there is sort of like a know-it-all type of energy coming through, but everybody starts out as a know-it-all. Kids are know-it-alls. But some of us never really got a fair chance to see that we don't know everything. Okay, so for your second card, I have the 8 of Wands, or the 8 of Candles. It says quick changes, diligence, hardworking, fluidity, self-awareness, and progression. In shadow, it says embrace change, transformation, and accept new paths. I feel like you are really, really holding yourself back. There's definitely some sort of transformation here that you're being called to go through. This is an inner transformation which will ultimately manifest as an external transformation. As you let go of thoughts and feelings that aren't helpful or aren't good for you, as you let go internally, things are going to fall away and be let go externally. Just know that to make room for things right now, or at some point, the space in your life was being taken up by things that don't deserve that space. And to make room for things that do deserve that space, you first have to clear it out. You first have to break everything down. I'm feeling the energy of shattering coming through. Maybe glass could be significant, or dropping glass. But metaphorically, I feel like this is about some sort of illusion shattering, and you have the power to make, I don't know, the fallout less challenging, I guess is what is coming through. The number 8 here on this 8 of Wands is really calling for you to let go, knowing your worth and what you deserve. To not be hard on yourself, you need to know your worth and what you deserve, because you're looking at yourself as more worthless than you actually are. And you don't deserve to look at yourself that way. And you never deserved to have people in your life while you were growing up look at yourself that way. But you need to understand that those people, they silenced themselves a long time ago. And the best thing you can do is not silence yourself. And maybe you'll even one day inspire these people to start using their voice and to communicate. But you just need to be focused on yourself right now and what's good for you. Definitely don't be afraid to prioritize yourself. And if people want to accuse you of being selfish or judging you in any way, just let them, because you know what you're doing. You deserve to be trusted, and you deserve for other people to have faith in you. And I feel like somebody here really needed to hear that. I am seeing the number 8 again from one of the previous cards. It's associated with the Strength card, so that could be a very significant card for you or energy, but generally you're like really like the universe and your spirit guides are encouraging you to let go, because you could really change your luck just by finding acceptance and closure and giving yourself what you deserve mentally and emotionally, and maybe even spiritually. Maybe there are some spiritual beliefs that the universe and your spirit guides have to share with you that you deserve to know to help things make more sense. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move on to a deck big enough to shuffle from this box of cards that I have. I'm just going to get a couple of these to wrap up this reading for you. I saw 111 and I just now saw 1111. So whatever dreams or wishes that you have, you need to have faith in them because they are possible for you. And even if they're not, you're ultimately going to be led to where you're meant to be. So as I just saw 1, 2, 3, trust that everything happens for a reason. And my cat is distracting me because she's underneath my blanket and she's digging in my blanket. So you may feel like you need to hide. And she just came out. So I really think that's symbolic of you coming out of hiding. Stop hiding yourself. Stop hiding who you are. Stop hiding your voice. But also don't be hard on yourself. I don't think you ever really got a fair chance to learn how to face your fears. There are definitely some fears here that you need to let go of, and I feel like it has a lot to do with communication and boundaries, because I just saw 1212, and that's what that number is about for me. 1 second, let's see what's coming through. I have, oh Lord, cleanse your soul. With me accidentally kicking this tripod. Yeah, the setup is different if you've been around, because I got a tripod. And so I'm able to set things up better, at least in my opinion. But this cleanse your soul, there's really some darkness here, a weight, a heaviness that you need to release. Only you have the power to get rid of whatever feels like it's just holding you down and dragging you down and keeping you stuck. I saw 1313. That is a sign of good luck and good fortune. You have the power to change your luck, and I'm just feeling like, you know, the flip of a dime phrase or whatever, like that's how your life could really do a whole 180 in a short amount of time if you stayed focused on healing and, you know, supposedly cleansing your soul. 3, 4, 5. There's some darkness here. Yeah, that's definitely taking up your energy, and you need to let it go. You need to find peace with something so you can let something go internally. This will allow you to let go and walk away from something externally. Don't be afraid to face your fears. Wow, okay. Really interesting to see this card, especially because there's the number 7 on it. I just saw 1414 as well. That comes down to 55. Let me get a drink of water real quick. I think the number 5 could be significant for someone, but this card says, what is significant about the day? About today. The day. Maybe there's a specific day in the past. What's significant about it? Or maybe in the future, but I just saw 444. Maybe whatever is significant about today has to do with your foundation, your stability, your security, for sure, because I just saw 4, 5, 6. So trust that everything happens for a reason. I thought it was interesting that this 52 on this card comes down to a 7, because the previous reading, I think, that I recorded, both cards from this deck they had the number 7 on them. It was the Chariot and the 7 of Swords. I wanted to say the 7 of Wands. I keep wanting to say that. So I think there is a really, really, really strong message to stand up for yourself and to protect yourself and what you deserve. I also feel called to talk about how, what really helped me commit to things, especially a job, is realizing that no matter how life works, we're going to have to work to take care of ourselves. And I just thought that, it's important to appreciate where you are, because your ancestors had to fight harder. Maybe the weight you're feeling could be ancestral, and you're really being called to break some generational patterns. Really, remember that healing is not about getting what you want. It's about getting what you deserve. And not only just with healing, with everything, because healing is just your perspective on things matters so much, and you're really going to see how powerful your mind can actually be. But that will be the end of your reading. I hope that it was helpful or relevant in some way. If you liked it, hit the like button to show me that. That is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can donate through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any. I'd really, really love to connect with you more. And thank you so much to those of you who have been showing their support thus far. It really means a lot to me, and it really does make a difference. And the last thing I'd like to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.